done this funny thing. It like rains in over the lakes, then it jumps over Emmitsburg, which is where we are, and then it drops down here and rains on you guys. It's like it has happened. I don't know how many last year. Good morning, everybody. Brad, thank you so much for hosting all of us, and I love that we just kind of took over this corner of town, right? Park wherever, and we're thrilled, and Beth, with representing our Choose Iowa group, is here, so you'll get a chance to hear from her, but we're thrilled to be here. And this is Horticulture Week in Iowa, so we just kicked that off officially yesterday. Red Granite Farms in Boone County, and they're doing fruits and vegetables and ornamentals and landscaping, and so we are really trying to highlight and showcase horticulture in this state. And you know, we're known for lots of things related to agriculture, but I think something that we want to make sure is that we're recognized for all the different things that we do here, and frankly, a growing segment, a growing sector in this state, no doubt about it, 100% is the specialty, local horticulture, you name it, call it whatever you want, but it's a very diverse agriculture, and we're really excited about that. And we have just, I say, we've just kind of recently gotten involved with the Department of Ag in a major way, in that we launched Choose Iowa about, I keep saying about a year and a half ago, but now it's going to be closer to 2 years ago, but the State Fair 2023, we launched Choose Iowa, and that Choose Iowa is our state's signature brand for Iowa grown, Iowa made, Iowa raised. And it does a lot of other things. Today we're going to talk about a grant program that's within Choose Iowa, but Choose Iowa at its core is a promotional, marketing, branded program that folks can use. We have 251. Have we added?
Well, yes.
Since like yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay. See, this is what I love. And Beth knows this. When I get notes on things, she will literally put in there, we have 251 members today, or as of this afternoon. So 254. And here's the fun part. We had about just under 150 members at the end of last year, as in December 31st, 2024. We have added, I say, if you think of us like Chick-fil-A or Fairway, we don't work on Sundays, but every other day we're adding a member to Choose Iowa. It has roughly worked out to about a member a day, and that is so exciting. And we don't say, well, that's because we're doing a great job. No, that's because there is so much interest in connecting the dots between Iowa grown, Iowa farms, Iowa businesses, and what consumers are telling us they want more of, which is to buy local. And I always say you can define local a lot of different ways. To different people it means different things. For us, it means in the state of Iowa, or as darn close to it as you can be, right? And that's what Choose Iowa is all about, is connecting those dots, helping to promote the brand, and connect the dots. We're also seeing a real increase in farm-to-table experiences, agritourism. Come out to the orchard, come to the farm, come eat at the farm, come tour. And what I love in the background of all this business opportunity and market development is a whole lot more Iowans getting a chance to meet farmers. And maybe that farmer they're meeting isn't quite what they thought, or it maybe isn't doing the types of things or the way that they thought they were going to interact with a farmer, but they get a chance to go to a farm, see it, learn about where their food comes from, and that is so important. These young people know where their food comes from. You guys do, don't you? You know that food comes from a farm.
They butcher it.
Yeah, they butcher it. We once, somebody got very nervous sitting at our kitchen table one time because when my kids were little, they would like make the animal noises of what we were eating that night, and somebody was kind of unnerved by that, and I'm like, well, how else are you supposed to know where beef comes from, So, but guess what? There's a lot of people, and they don't even have to be young people. There's a lot of people, period, that think that food appears magically on a grocery store shelf. So, and shame on us if we don't do things to help counter that. So, today we're thrilled to be able to announce some value-added ag grants, and there's a couple of grant offerings within the Choose Iowa program. So one is value-added ag, and that one's really broad. It's about just we don't want to stifle the creativity. So it's everything from meat to fruit and veg to beverages, you name it. It fits under this category to horticulture. We've got a meat processing grant program and then a dairy innovation and dairy processing grant program as well. But this is the value-added ag grant program, and today we're announcing 33 grant recipients from 28 counties, and for a total award of $463,000. Brad is one of our grant recipients, and so we're thrilled to be here to celebrate with him. But I want you to know that I say this is a bit of a double-edged sword because, well, it's a good thing. We had 116 applications. We awarded 33. We had $1.9 million worth of requests. We awarded 463. What that should tell you is there were a lot of really great projects that didn't get funded. But the ones that did get funded are the absolute best. And I want you to know that when you think of that every time you see this from here on in, that Brad had to score very high among a very, very competitive grant process in order to receive it. Those projects will have a total project investment of $1.3 million. So there's that return on investment, Mayor, that we love to see. When we put public dollars to work, we want to see a return.
That's it.
And this is bringing on a significant additional investment, and we know that there'll be a return for years to come. So since the beginning of the Value-Added Ag Grant Program in 2022, so this is our 4th year, we have awarded 100 grants totaling $1.63 million, and again, the total investment in those projects was $5.6 million. So this is something that we think the state of Iowa makes a lot of sense for us to make this kind of investment, a reasonable, modest investment that brings on a huge return, and we're excited to see that. So that's what we're here to do in part today. Beth, tell us more about Choose Iowa, please.
We're so excited to be able to celebrate with Brad and all the other grant recipients. I had the honor of sitting in the room with the scoring committee while they were laboring over the different project opportunities, and it was a very difficult decision for them. There were so many good ideas, and of those that did receive funding that are being announced today, there's some really cool projects. It was really interesting to see. You never know, because the value-added grant is so diverse, what kinds of applications will get submitted. And so this year we were really happy to see so many fruit and vegetable projects. Lots of fruit and vegetable projects. Some of those took form of cold storage to extend and make a season longer. Some of those projects took the form of processing space and equipment, even like a peeler, I think, was one of the projects to help people use their apples more wisely and more readily. And there was a refrigerated delivery vehicle so that one of the recipients can expand their delivery area and get to new markets. So really neat diversity, but overwhelmingly such a large portion of the applications came from fruit and vegetable projects. So we're really thrilled to celebrate with Brad, and we're excited to see what we get to do in the next year now too. Well done. And with Choose Iowa, we're thrilled to celebrate outside of the grants too, and really recognize those foods, and beverages that have Iowa ag ingredients, and now celebrate that all of our horticulture products are included in Choose Iowa, and identify those with the logo and to be able to support and promote. And we're thrilled Brad became a member yesterday, and in fact,
Well, you're one of the additions. I knew you were in the process. So
Yeah.
good. Okay, you got that
Great.
application clicked. Set. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Yeah.
yeah, not
Do I get
everyone-
credit for his membership?
You get credit for all of them, don't you?
Well, no. There you go. See why I like Beth? Of course you do, Mr. Secretary. You get the.
Not everyone gets their welcome packet, however, hand delivered, and we brought a pen so that the secretary, you will know that you get a real signature because your certificate is not yet signed. So we're excited to get to do that before
We'll
we
make it official.
Yeah. Yep.
We've got a great summer of promotional things happening. Beth and the team are working with Travel Iowa and chefs across the state. We're so excited to be able to connect the dots.
Well, thank you all for coming. It's a pleasure to host this at FAMRER Sarge'S. Probably 6 months to a year ago, I knew the value-added program was going to be opening up another season of grant opportunities But one of the issues that I've always looked at for applying for grants, that's a skill set that is extremely hard. It takes a lot of knowledge and stuff to apply for these grants. So one day I was searching and I came across a company called Pathfinders. So I called Pathfinders to see if they'd be interested in writing a grant for me. And during that time, or a conversation, her name is Krista Tadro, she actually said, wait one, put me on hold. I was like, okay, she don't want to talk to me. She got back on and she's like, because she's like, you're a veteran, correct? And I said, yes. She's like, with Pathfinders, Wells Fargo and the Rural Development and the Rural Initiative Development actually just granted them a grant to write a grant for a veteran. So it was just perfect timing. And now that what I know, been with and working with Pathfinders over the past several months and their team, they worked with me through the whole process of the grant process, trying to take all my thoughts and my vision of the orchard, the kettle corn, the scrap metal art, and the freeze drying business to the next step. So during that process, without Pathfinder and Krista and her team doing that grant and putting all the amazing words, that she is a gift of words, that woman. She has a talent that is unbelievable. So we submitted it, and here we are today. I got accepted and granted that award to expand the processing aspect of processing this fruit. There's 500 trees. It takes a lot of work to process fruit. So without Wells Fargo and the Rural Development Initiative and the grant process of giving those grants to Pathfinder to write grants for people, this probably would have been maybe not so successful. So thanks to them. So I also want to thank actually the Department of Veterans Affairs, the vocational rehabilitation. They gave me a grant for some equipment. The Iowa vocational rehabilitation also gave me a grant for some equipment and some marketing. So like coming up with billboard ideas, business cards, all that kind of stuff. The Iowa State University, they did my feasibility analysis. They also did several other things because they received grants to help veterans as well. And you know, the farmers market, going to the farmers market, trying to learn what to do, what not to do, talking to other people that have been successful. And I was like, you know, I could probably grow a tree, but if I try to grow a tomato plant, I kill it off for some reason. I'm learning. But that's where I want to expand and learn from people that are doing a good job. So, and that's where we are today. And I look forward to growing this business and expanding. So thank you very much for coming. Thanks.
Thank you so much. What a great story. I love when things come together, and we're happy to play a small role in what you've got going here, and love the way you're thinking ahead.
She said, I wanted a piece of, I had for trees that are 5 years old, I had 15,000 pounds of apples. Brad's 51 years old, and I was processing apples one at a time. So this machine will actually do 1,000 apples an hour. It will core it, peel it, and wedge it. So I can either keep the skin on and off or wedge it, you know, different sizes for pies or pie fillings, whatnot. That's the vision of expanding on Canon and those goods. So that's sort of why I applied, to process everything faster, to get it either freeze dried, sold, or turn it into something else for the value add.
You know what I love about what you and I were talking a little bit about the kettle corn business. One of the things that I just so love about what's happening within this, and yes, it's happening within the Choose Iowa community, which is growing, but I know it's beyond that, just focusing in this space. Turning and immediately trying to source from other folks in Iowa. And you know, your product potentially becomes an ingredient for a baker who looks to find, you know, and that's been one of the more rewarding parts of it. And I know something that the team is doing a lot of is playing, I call it matchmaker, but more it's like just connecting dots with people, and then they become great proponents and advocates for and marketers of each other's products.
Good.
And in a pure sense, I suppose you could say that you're competitors, but nobody views it that way. Everybody says, oh, if my friend is doing better, we do better. If everybody's looking for more local, we all do better. And that, I think, has been one of the most fun things. And we're very gratified in that people will say it was because of involvement in Choose Iowa that I met somebody who I otherwise wouldn't have known. And those connections happened. And that tells me that things are only going to accelerate. That's what I love about where we are right now, is we can see the glide path. We're headed in a great trajectory. So. Great. Anything else this morning?
I want to. I made some kettle corn for everybody to take some with you. Also, I just wanted to, so you guys can pass it on. The popcorn seed is actually grown in Cedar Falls, Iowa, by Fitkin Farms, and then the sugar I use is from Michigan Farms, our neighbors. We don't have a sugar cane field in Iowa. If you guys want to expand your business, so
Fortress sugar. Ooh, I kind of like that.
Isn't that what corn surf's for?
That's right. I think we have something.
Yeah. So feel free to take some. There's some water in that black tote, but take some for your guys' sampling and let me know what you think. So
We're the right size group. Let's get over here and get a big group picture taken here.
Yes,
Would you
I'll
all
take a
please?
photo.
Hi, I'm Iowa Secretary of Agriculture Mike Negg, and I'm here in St. Benedict in Kasuth County with Brad Till. We're at Farmer Sarge's, and we just made an announcement today for Choose Iowa, our value-added ag grant program, our grant recipients. Brad is one of those recipients, and so Brad's got an orchard, does some kettle corn, apples, peaches, cherries, and we are thrilled to be able to be here to visit with Brad and learn more about his business, and also welcome you to the Choose Iowa family. Brad, tell us a little more about your project, what you're doing here.
So with the value added program, I applied for the grant to process my fruit faster and get it back out to the community as quick as possible.
Hey, congratulations and thanks for hosting us today. You bet.